You're listening to The David Freeman Show on Spire Radio every Tuesday from 12 midday until 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, welcome back. That was, of course, John Lennon starting over. In the studio with me this afternoon is a smashing young lady called Niki Jarvill. She's a videographer and photographer from Chesterfield, nearly said Chester, Chesterfield. And welcome to the show, Niki. It's lovely to have you on here. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, thank you. It's so lovely to be here. So my name's Niki Jarvill. I'm a photographer and a videographer, and I'm based in Chesterfield, but I do actually cover the entire of the UK.
Fantastic. With car goes camera.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, tell me about it. Now, it's probably been a few years since you first started, but how did you get into media production?
Well, I actually studied media production here at Chesterfield College, and I actually did an evening course in photography there as well. But then I went on to university to study media production there as well for my undergraduate degree, but I did actually end up staying to complete my master's there as well. But when I was at uni, I did study the video production side of things, but I've always loved photography, so I just continued to teach myself that on the side as well. But then after graduating, I started obviously the whole freelance work. Started filming a few actually well-known names like Ed Sheeran, JLS, a few reality TV stars, and also he's a local boxer, Kell Brook. And then the photography side of things, I actually started getting featured in magazines, on restaurant menus, and doing a few family shoots as well.
Very diverse.
Yes, very. I love it.
My goodness me.
Online, 24 hours a day at www.spire-radio.com.
Yeah, welcome back to the David Freeman Show here on Tuesday afternoon, broadcasting live from the centre of Chesterfield. In the studio with me this afternoon is Niki Jarvill, who's a videographer and photographer, local to Chesterfield, but will travel anywhere in the UK. Niki, you told us about how you got into media production and that you went to, big shout out to Chesterfield College, and then went on to university. Where did you attend university?
So I went to Lincoln University. It's such a great uni, really lovely city as well, if anyone's ever been.
Yeah, it's one of the universities, I think it's Lincoln, Sheffield, and then of course if you go down to London, that specialise in film production, and nice and local. Did you stay in Lincoln or did you come back to Mum?
Yeah, no, I did stay there. It was a really great time, but obviously no wonder because I did stay for the extra year for my masters as well. But yeah, it was great. Everyone was there, was brilliant.
Good stuff, excellent. It can be quite expensive when you're setting up, and I know my daughter's in a similar business to you, and she used to write to everybody to see if she can volunteer shooting and everything else, and the equipment is so expensive. So what video and camera equipment do you use, and what is your go-to lens?
That's a really difficult question. You know how we like all our equipment. I'm definitely a Canon brand kind of person. Go-to lens, it'll probably have to be a 50mm. It is a really nice lens. I just feel like you can't go wrong if you've got a 50mm lens in your kit.
Yeah, I think my daughter would agree with you there.
Perfect.
100%. And do you use Canon videography equipment?
Yes.
You stick with the Canon brand, which you can't go wrong with that,
no,
can
definitely.
you? It is a market leader after all. Other makes are available, of course.
Of course.
And what type of videos do you film now?
So now I actually work with a lot of couples to create wedding highlight films of their wedding day. It's a lovely way to actually capture your wedding day to actually remember forever. But I also work with businesses as well to create product videos and also company promotional videos. These are often used on either their websites or their social media.
Online, 24 hours a day at www.spire-radio.com.
Right, onwards and upwards. You do a lot of wedding videography, which in my opinion has got to be the most difficult thing to capture. Someone on someone's wedding day, and you can't afford to have enough footage, and you can't go back and film it again. Excuse the pun, but how do you ensure it'll be all right on the night?
it is definitely one of those things. Obviously, you don't know what's going to happen on the day, but it's just all about planning, staying calm, and just being flexible for anything that could happen.
Right, we talked, and that's reassuring to everybody. And later on, we will be, or Niki will be giving you an offer. So if you're thinking of getting married, or even if there's commercial companies out there doing a video, she's going to give you an offer of amazing discount. So keep listening to the show. We've talked about videography, and your main thing sounds like weddings, but you do others as well. What about photography?
So photography that I do now, it's difficult actually, because I actually love all aspects of photography, so I do love doing a bit of everything. But just to name a few, I capture anything from portraits, families, babies, weddings, commercial and product photography as well. I tend to say if there's any kind of photography that somebody needs, I do always aim to capture it for them, even if it's something I've not done before. But even for myself as well, I do enjoy capturing like landscapes and animals and nature photography.
You're listening to The David Freeman Show, playing all the hits from the 60s, 70s, 80s, plus more, on Spire Radio, broadcasting live from the centre of Chesterfield.
Indeed we are, and I want to ask you about if you have a client and they are not really sure of a brief, and so often that can be the case, are you happy to direct, write and do the brief yourself? So I guess the next question I have for you, would I be right in saying you're a bit of a content creator?
Yes, definitely. My photography and video work has actually naturally guided me into creating online content for companies and their social media accounts as well. In a nutshell, that basically means that I write, create and publish content on social media for businesses. This can obviously allow them just to relax, knowing that their customers are regularly being engaged and the business services are actually being promoted on social media, so they can actually focus on other parts of the business. Obviously, a lot of the time, companies don't really know what they want, so I am always obviously happy to take control of that for them.
That's good news. That's reassuring as well. And social media is such a powerful tool these days. Everybody seems to be looking at either Facebook or Instagram or what the others. Those are the two I use, so I don't know anymore. I noticed on your website that you work in TV.
Yes, I've actually worked in the TV industry for the last 9 years. I've worked on shows such as BBC Doctors, but also the main show I've actually worked on during this time is ITV's Dickinson's Real Deal. I did actually start out as a runner on this show. I had the opportunity to then move up to log continuity. This means that basically I write down everything that happens, so when we film a shot again, we can actually create exactly what was done originally. This is to ensure obviously continuity for the editors when cutting the shots together. But actually during the last series, which we filmed last year, I then had the opportunity to step up again and start directing. And we're actually filming series 18 at the moment, and I was actually directing for the show in Leeds this last weekend.
Fantastic. And for all those youngsters who want to get into media production, you start off as a runner, don't you?
Yes,
that's where you start off from in this industry, and then you do what Niki does and work your way up to the top.
Online, 24 hours a day at www.spire-radio.com.
Right, let's get on with it. Would I be right in assuming you love all things creative?
Yeah, I really do. It's so hard though actually to even choose one element of what you do over another, because I do love it all. But even if there's something I don't know, I just love learning something new and learning how to master it. Even right now, like I'm currently teaching myself animation and motion graphics as well, just to expand obviously my creativity and my creative output as well.
How long have you been working for yourself?
Oh, that's a question. Must be 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you. I mean, animation is a big part that's coming into video presentation, is it? Or whatever you call it. So yeah, okay. And what do you say you enjoy doing the most?
I know it does sound cliche, but I really do love everything. Whether it's capturing weddings, capturing families and babies, and obviously seeing them grow as they obviously return for more obviously photos. Or I love bringing products to life for businesses, but I also love the video side of things as well. So that's from obviously creating an eye-catching promo video or a video of your wedding day, or even working in a big team to create the TV shows that obviously we all know and love. But yeah, I can't choose. I love it all.
There you go. As my daughter would say, if you love doing a job that much, you never work a day in your life. So true, that.
Very true, yeah.
The biggest new music. This is Hit Music, Spire Radio.
In the studio with me is Niki Jarvill, videographer and photographer. We've been talking everything lenses and cameras and everything that Niki is so good at. Now you have a special offer for our listeners, don't you, Niki?
Yes, I do. I just wanted to, as a big thank you just for inviting me on the show. For this week only, I wanted to offer your listeners 20% off any of my photography and video packages if they just quote, "I heard you on Spire Radio."
There you go. I heard you on Spire Radio. That's all you've got to put, and then you can call or contact Niki. And where can we find your work, and how can we get hold of you?
So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Simply search Niki Jarvill Photo Video, or you can have a look at my dedicated wedding pages, which are at Niki Jarvill Wedding, or you can just visit my website at nikijarvill.com.
Niki, it's been a pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you very much, and for your mum Karen and your son Jack. The studio's never been so full, but it's been absolutely a delight. Jack has behaved himself impeccably.
He's a good one.
He is a good one. Takes after his dad, Gavin. And thank you once again for coming in, and I hope you are successful in everything you do, and come in again if you've got something to say.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Niki, goodbye for now.